Chris Aceto says Big Ramy, not done yet, believes he'll be impressive guest posing at 2024 Pittsburgh Pro. I think people will be talking about him. Bodybuilding coach Chris Aceto expects Mamdo, Big Ramy, Elsby to make a massive splash guest posing in Pittsburgh. It's redemption season for Mamdo, Big Ramy, Elsby, who is expected to guest pose at the 2024 Pittsburgh Pro next month. In a recent RX Muscle YouTube video, coach Chris Aceto opened up on Big Ramy's future and guaranteed he will look impressive in his next onstage appearance. As a bona fide mass monster, it didn't take long for Big Ramy to assert his name among the best in the men's open division. In 2020, he reached the pinnacle of his career, having laid claim to the sport's greatest title. Weaponizing his freak factor and massive legs, he established himself as a two-time Mr. Olympia winner in 2021, when he defeated mainstays Brandon Curry and Hadi Choopan en route to gold. Aiming to win the coveted Sando Trophy thrice, the Egyptian native entered the 2022 Mr. Olympia with tons of hype. Despite that, he fell short in a major way, having secured 5th place, a historic drop from his status as a title holder. The crushing defeat wouldn't deter Ramy from forging ahead. He competed at the 2023 Arnold Classic and placed 4th. With rest and stem cell therapy giving way to a refreshed physique, Ramy intends to get back into the winner's circle this year, but first, he has to make a statement in Pittsburgh. Chris Aceto, not counting out Big Ramy, says he will look impressive guest posing in Pittsburgh. Coach Chris Aceto doesn't believe Ramy is finished as a top-tier bodybuilder and credited his freak factor. I think the Olympia is such a great show because it's a spectacle of freaks, said Aceto. You mentioned the freak factor of Good Vito. No, I don't think so. Good Vito is not better than Ramy right now. We like freaks. I just think that Ramy is not done. I don't think he is done. According to Aceto, Ramy has yet to properly hit his peak at the Mr. Olympia. If he could hit his peak the way he needs to hit a peak, it would be impressive. There's a lot of mass on him. Frankly, did he hit his peak at the last Olympia? No. Did he when he won it the second time? No. Did he even when he won it the first time? I think that was not a good Olympia. I mean, he looked good, but he wasn't hard. Was he hard? No, shares Aceto. Aceto highlighted that the 2024 Mr. Olympia show has considerable depth to its open class lineup. There was a couple years where the Olympia did not have the depth it had in previous years. I think that's all changed now. I think the Olympia has tremendous depth now. Aceto refused to count out Big Ramy and believes he can be a factor on the 2024 Mr. Olympia stage. He expects Ramy's patented size to make for a powerful impression in Pittsburgh. I think he can be a factor. I think people will be talking about him. If he is going to Pittsburgh, I will guarantee that he is going to be impressive. He's going to be big. This wasn't the first time Chris Aceto has weighed Ramy's future in bodybuilding. Aceto believes it would be useless for Ramy to consider any competition outside of the Mr. Olympia. If Ramy comes back refreshed with an improved look, Aceto suggests there is a possibility he could regain his title. However, he will have to match the back shots of frontrunners Derek Lunsford and Hadi Choopan to stand a chance. Fans look forward to welcoming Big Ramy back on stage in Pittsburgh. He will join Lunsford, Nick Walker, Samson Dauda, Hunter Labrada, and Andrew Jacked for a star-studded lineup on May 10 to 11.